War has come to Romania. Hello everyone, this is Gamer1745 here, and we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Panzer Corps II Axis Operations 1944. And this is the Targu Frumos mission. The war has come to Romania. It seems our enemy is unsatisfied with the retreats they have forced out of Army Group South this year and continue their advance on our heels. But now it is time to see if we can reorganize Army Group South into Army Group North Ukraine, and Army Group South Ukraine will bear fruit. General Schroner of Army Group South Ukraine. Now, before I talked about replacing generals because because they didn't live up to Hitler's expectations, and sometimes you just get yes men, but sometimes you get people that are ideologically National Socialists, and Schroner very much was an ideological National Socialist. Of Army Group South Ukraine has tasked our forces to hold the line and finally put a stop to the relentless advances of our Soviet adversaries. Hold Targu Frumos to the end of the battle. Primary bonus objective: all 4 Romanian destroyers survive the battle. You can see them here. Elite objective: raid Odessa, so capture it briefly. Don't have to hold it. Our most important objective is to prevent the Soviets' advance from penetrating any further into Romania. At all costs, our forces must maintain control of Targu Frumos here. The loss of this key objective would expose Romanian flank to assault, and we need to continue to hold their lines. There is an additional task for General Schroner has sent for us if we're able to help. After we helped the 17th Army escape across the Kerch Strait last year, they attempted to dig in and defend the Crimea Peninsula. They have been fighting there for the past several months, but their situation has become increasingly desperate, and trying to keep them supplied exclusively through the sea lanes has not been nearly enough. Thusly, the general was given order to evacuate the Crimean Peninsula. All of Romania's largest warships and a squadron of 4 destroyers are on station to assist the evacuation. General Schroner requests us to lend the ships air cover as they will continue to oversee the evacuation efforts. Blah, 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 blah. Gamer learn to speak. That might be easier said than done, though. We will likely have our hands full just trying to defend Targu Frumos from a concentrated ground and air assault. Let us show our enemies that we still have the strength to resist them. To victory for Germany. All right. And fast rebase. Now, what I'm going to do here is come up here and load, because I did not want you to watch me painstakingly upgrade and figure out our order of battle for this battle. Right, okay. Now, I will say I've played, I think it's about the first 4 or 5 turns several times, trying to figure out the best way for this mission. Now, early efforts, I will say I determined that trying to defend the air, put air cover out here for these destroyers was going to be a suicide mission for the aircraft. And I have very nice aircraft, and I didn't want to get them overrun just for that. Now, playing a little bit more on optimizing it, I think I found a way to keep things going well. You can invest more core slots to get more aircraft, or switch it from ground forces to aircraft if you want to, but I still think you're going to have a heavy loss of aircraft. What I have done here is made sure that 2 of these guys here are first strike, as well as this guy here, which really good, and it's a rather good aircraft, so hopefully that will survive. And it seems to, if you're able to do a first strike, it seems to be able to survive. So we're going to try that. And this is really the battle here you need to fight early on before really thinking, I think is the way this is, before thinking about trying to raid Odessa. But we do have enough points that I think I will send a light armored force out this way to just sort of help stabilize the Romanian lines until we can shift our core forces. I don't know, to get all the way out there, maybe around turn 10 or so, start shifting enough of them to get move and punch out to there. So like I say, I haven't played deep into this mission, just enough to sort of know some of the starting elements, I think, well enough. And so I do have my other first strike guy here, going to protect those aircraft. So what I'm going to do here, oh, and these guys, all these ships just seem to wander around out here to get slowly sunk. So would have liked, maybe, I don't know if these landing craft would come back and get to a port and unload their troops or something, and then of course give us, you know, some sort of additional troops. But no. All right. Okay, this is the 190. We're going to put him out over here. The 109 here, and the 190 without first strike up over here. So hopefully that will go well. Now, here. Don't know that this is optimum, but seems to be a fairly good starting setup here. This guy has vigilance, so we're going to move him to these entrenchments here. They're going to come to the forests there. And Panther to here with him here. And I think right about like that to get sort of maximum coverage out of that. Now we see some artillery and some tanks there. This has double strike, so maybe we can take it fully out. No. And an escort. All right. Now, what we need to see about doing is see how much force we can get up here fast. Maybe I should have put him there with the artillery piece. Nah, this is okay. Now here we're going to come up right to here. I'm hoping the landmines and whatnot will slow up and let us occupy the trench. We got the Flak 88 there to help with dealing with any airstrikes. Don't know that I risk that, because it will get pounded a bit. Let's see what else we're getting up in that direction. Now we will have this guy here covering that area. And this guy's going to head out. Well, we'll see how far we move him out. The other way. Two Panthers over that side with the elephant. Yeah, I think we'll just move him to here. Being, well, yeah, it's probably for the best. Now, out this way. That column, I think we'll risk just having them. There. Alright, well, I think that is going to be it for our turn here. Yeah, maybe I should have moved him into the forest with the artillery backing him up. But we can't quite get up to there the first turn. Alright. And they will do a lot of damage to these craft and sink some of them, it seems. Without a massive air force, I don't see how we could protect most of them. Yeah, I know will get messed up if they attack those German aircraft with first strike capability. We got ambushed by the mines. These guys see these mines and clear it mostly away. Now Romania's AA guns are punishing the Soviet air. Yeah, these guys, like I say, just sort of seem to randomly move about. I don't know why this guy goes on what is nearly, or at least the last few times I played him, a suicide mission, or just about like that. Alright, well, let's look at our air situation now. We've got destroyer, so we need to go back there. We really can't use, well, that would still be next to him, so that would work and be next to him. Negative. He gets just one attack, but okay, well. No damage, very good. Let's sit next to these three and protect them. And here, I guess we'll sit next to these two. Get them some protection. Now, this gun, this 203mm, is a real pain, so I want to just completely eliminate him, not have him come back at all. So bye. Now we'll do what we can to get that T-34 damaged somewhat, and bring this guy over here for these little T-70s. A couple of airstrikes. There we go. These guys, oh no. Yeah. Oh, I meant to have this as artillery. There we go. Okay, we'll use him to eliminate those guys and kick the guts out of them. And these guys we will reinforce, be ready for the next situation. They fall back. These guys will push up there, but not attack just yet. So this way that they should get. Well, yes, maybe not. Overrun, nice. This guy does have vigilance, so they won't be able to get their close attack bonus in with the infantry there. And oh, I should have hit him first. Oh well. But they're gone anyways. And let's see. They can get to there. Just seeing who can move up. And how far. Yeah, we'll take the second attack. Set up here and eliminate that unit. These guys offer artillery support, so we're going to move him here. Now he doesn't have vigilance, but he is a provocateur, and he does have vigilance, so anything that comes to that hex and it tries to attack these Panthers will end up attacking him, and then these guys should give them artillery support if they're infantry. So it should work very well, and if these guys get attacked, they'll get artillery support. Now we're going to move up our elephant, so we want to get up in here to give proper artillery support to all of these, or anti-tank support. Now here, okay, we'll get our mortar up to here. We'll get him to there, and as you can see, we have the 88 here covering all of this area here. So we're going to move him, I guess, right about like that. We're going to get him hopefully a little closer into here to cover more of the area there. Now this way, we're going to rely upon Romanian AA, which is doing okay, it seems. Maybe it's doing well. Do we want to move this guy with all this air up here? Yeah, we might. Protected by that gun. I know it's not terribly much, but it's something. Okay, now here. I think we'll just come to here. I really don't want to leave him in the trucks. This one I'll risk it just because we got the flak 88s there. And these guys can get out of their trucks there. All right. There we go. That's turn 2. You just see huge amounts of Soviet air up. Now, it was a very good idea for Germany to have a flexible front line, which Hitler, of course, abhorred. He didn't, he had his own version of, no step backwards mentality. And I know I've talked about that before. Partially, he believes in, and he's not entirely wrong in some of his ideas, of the willpower. Most battles are won, whether they're, okay, this guy didn't have first strike. Ooh, he's getting, oh God. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Are won when, whether they're skirmishes or big battles, when one side gives up. More so than, killing all of the enemy. Now, if you're running out of ammunition in a modern industrial war, and that's what we're facing in World War II, see, again, they got forced to attack the Tigers, but they had artillery support there. Willpower, you can look at Japan, and they definitely showed it in various battles, particularly in the Pacific, the willingness to, stay and fight. But with the Americans' ability to have more firepower, it just isn't going to win. So, yeah. So Hitler thought, have the will of steel or will of iron or whatever, and the troops will fight well and whatnot, and you win. And he also didn't trust his high command. He thought they were defeatist. So that didn't go well. So he doesn't, and he uses, it's often been described by different authors, including those that, biographies, autobiographies, I should say, as Hitler was using the excuses of resources on the Eastern Front that they vitally needed for industrial production. And Hitler's right, they did. Now, of course, if you lose a battle today and lose the resources, it's worse than giving up when it's tactically useful, and but keeping your forces intact, and also losing your vital resources. So having that as it's not just an excuse, but it's sort of a poor situation there. Okay, now these guys, let's see, we're going to elite reinforce them, get them up to at least that. Hopefully they will survive here. Now, with first strike, we can come over here. Well, he won't. Yeah, this is the 190, so we'll come in here and we'll just eliminate him. Boom, one less aircraft. And we'll come over here and protect that destroyer while he gets hopefully fully back up to strength. Now, with all that being said, and I think it's basically true, at some point, it's no longer just the idea of we got the AA gun there. Oh damn. Okay. The reason he didn't get hit is because he has lightning strike. This guy has lightning strike capabilities. All right. Well, we have a way of dealing with this. There we go. See? Way of dealing with that. Now, this guy can come over here for this artillery piece and still escort those two aircraft and take out that pretty heavily. Very good. Right, now, well, over here, this is getting tricky because of a traffic management situation here, I would say. Okay, we've got two shots with this guy. if we were to come here, we get hit because of that anti-tank effort. I'm going to move you down, well, we're going to move here, we're going to move you up to there. Oh, yeah, we can shoot at this guy. Oh, we got a shot. Well, either one doesn't matter too much. Just take down some enemy aircraft here. Well, wounded him a bit. Okay, he has anti-tank support. I think we'll just see about fully taking that artillery piece off the map. So what I want to do is have them break themselves on my front line here. Thinking about moving up into here with him. The Brumbar there, we're going to move him to here, because that way they'll get AA, they'll get AA, and all of these guys will get, okay, he's outside of AA support. So he is armored, but not super heavily armored. Okay, they can come up to here. Yeah, I think that's maybe what we should do. There we go. Right, now these forces out here. Okay, we got this infantry unit here. He can come to here, I guess. Maybe I should have sent an artillery piece out here too. That'll get us some anti-tank support. Then them some anti-tank support and some reaction force. So once we break all these sort of camo tanks and fighting forces up compared to the green and other Soviet forces, then I think we'll be able to shift around more effectively. We'll leave forces here, of course. Yeah, like we saw, but, well, fortunately that isn't bad. Just a little suppression. If they're not directly attacking. I don't know that they can because the way the river is there. Ow. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I may have to move him to another airbase. Maybe I should have done that last time. Oh, no Brumbar support? Or whatever that was. Oh, no, that's anti-tank support, not anti-infantry support. That was sort of just thugs. Thank you for the revenge. And so, mentioning, flexible battlefields, by the time you're getting to Romania, Romania, in my opinion, at best, is a reluctant ally of the Nazis. At best. They wanted to be allies of the French and the British, but that was just an impracticability. and they might not be a force that's going to be a great, maneuver force, or even a great defensive force. Oh, why'd you move your anti-tank up there? Oh God. Okay, the Azul Infantry, Urban Combat Legend, +1 to close defense, very good. You still want to try to keep them in the war, because they do recognize that communism and Soviet domination is not going to be good for their country. And of course you have the Ploetsi oil fields. And at least with the realities of the war, Germany is not going to be able to, maintain itself with, they can't maintain enough oil as it is, but they definitely can't with their, coal liquefaction or synthetic fuel or however you want to call it. That can be a major element of their gasoline, but they still need Ploetsi. Without Ploetsi, it's just a matter of time for the collapse is going to come. Because, Germany has plenty of coal, still does to this day. And if you can build enough factories, sure, you can liquefy it and produce enough, at least for, a few years, produce enough oil, but they just were nowhere near that level of oil production, synthetic oil production, no practical way to get enough of it into production, and they're with the Allied bombing, particularly the U.S. bombing, it just whatever they're going to get into production is still going to be bombed considerably. So it just isn't going to work, and they're already, of course, bombing Ploetsi. So if you can't hold Romania, you've lost the war. You really have. Now it's just a matter of time, and why do the Germans keep fighting? Well, there's multiple reasons. One of them is the Wunderweapons are coming, and they were, some of them are, V2 and V1 rockets, and to a person, who, in the 1930s, 1940s, they don't maybe understand, shall we say, the limitations. Those rockets, they aren't going to build enough rockets to blast the Allies out of anywhere. I mean, they look sexy and they look, destructive, but there's just not going to be enough of them. Other Wunderweapons, which I would put as Panzerfaust, Panzerskreck, and the Sturmgewehr. Those are Wunderweapons. And of course, the Americans do also have, the bazooka. Those are Wunderweapons. No, they're very, small unit tactical Wunderweapons, but they are. And, and these things are coming. So you might kind of think that, some being pushed back, some parts of the Eastern Front or whatever, will just give us 6 months and we'll have all these new tanks out. The Tiger II. I would argue that that's getting into the wonder weapon kind of category as well. Not that the Americans aren't also working on Pershing. When of course you have the the Me-262 jets that are coming up, and so you might think that just give 6 months, a year, if we can just hold on, production will be up to speed and we'll clear the skies of American bombers with our new jets, and think that this is all going to come. Now, looking back at it, we know it's just not going to be enough, even if they doubled the production of jets and doubled the production of Tigers, Tiger 2s. And even if they got instead of delaying, if they got the 262 into production earlier, it still isn't going to be enough. It might delay things. It might shock the Allies into, oh shit, they've got hordes of these new jets. What do we do? Let's pause our bombing campaign for a while we figure this out. Yeah, it might do that, but that isn't going to change the outcome of the war, in my opinion, by that point. So, yeah, you have to be able to defend Romania successfully. If you can't do that because of the oil, because of the sort of flanking position on the front, I know it's way sort of from German perspective, way down south on the front. Yeah, but you got to hold it. If you can't hold it, well, you're going to lose. And so with that, we're going to end this episode. If you made it this far, I hope you're smashing that like button and come back next time for more strategic gaming.